Hello everyone, this is Kevin T. Rodriguez, film critic of iCritic.net, and let's talk about Deadpool, and does it actually have a shot of being nominated for Best Picture at the Academy Awards? I mean, the funny thing is, I actually just did a video fairly recently called, did Deadpool seriously get a Golden Globe nomination for Best Picture? And I mean, the thing about the Golden Globes is, like, out of all the awards, they're probably the most useless. I mean, even Family Guy made a comment one time where it's like, hey, you want a Golden Globe nomination? You take the 100 foreign press members out to lunch, you get a nomination. But the thing is, the Golden Globes also separate their categories. They separate their categories in comedy and musical because they share the same category because they're obviously the same thing, and drama. So they can separate it. So Ryan Reynolds can get nominated for Best Actor in Deadpool because they have a category nominating just the people in the comedic performances, and it can get nominated for Best Picture in a comedy or musical because, Moonlight and Jackie and Silence, although I don't think Silence was nominated, can be in the drama category. This. So I wasn't. I mean, it was funny, but I didn't think too much of it at the time for obvious reasons. But then stuff got weird really quickly. At first things were going, pretty normal. Like the SAG Awards were nominated, and I don't believe Ryan Reynolds made the cut. But then the Writers Guild Awards made nominees, and Deadpool got a Best Adapted Screenplay nomination. But okay, well, it was a clever script, and adapted screenplay, as far as the screenplay goes, it stands out. So okay, whatever. But then the Producers Guild Awards made their nominations, and they nominate 10 movies, and Deadpool was one of them. And they nominated Deadpool over Jackie and Silence. Again, movies, or The Founder, movies that are way more award baity. They nominated Deadpool for Best Picture, and the Producers Guild holds some serious weight. Now, that said, the Directors Guild is not going to come through and nominate Tim Miller. Is that his name, Tim Miller? I think it is. For Best Director. It's not going to happen. Just, the competition's too high. I mean, the competition is so high, we're like debating whether or not Martin Scorsese is going to get nominated. So, or Denzel Washington. So just chew on that for a little bit. But the thing is, the Producers Guild, the Golden Globes, and the Writers Guild, they all came through, and Deadpool got some serious awards love from all of them. So that begs the question, can it get a Best Picture nomination at the Academy Awards? And here's the thing. I'm going to kind of play devil's advocate here. I'm going to say that actually, yes, it's in a very good position to be nominated for Best Picture at the Academy Awards. And the more I think about it, even though I only give it like 3.5 stars in my review, it makes a lot of sense. It was a breath of fresh air, and if Mad Max Fury Road proves anything, the Academy will respond to a breath of fresh air. The reason I'm not going to actually commit to getting nominated, even with a potential 10 nominees, is because of the weighted ballot system. Now, here's the thing. The Golden Globes and the Writers Guild, they don't have a weighted ballot system. And neither does the Producers Guild. For the first two, it's 5 nominees. Well, 10 because they have, original and adapted. And the Producers Guild has 10. So what does the weighted ballot system mean? Well, that means that the way the voting is set up, there can be anywhere between 5 to 10 nominees. Now, 5 is guaranteed, but how many more than 5 is a little bit more up for debate. The last couple of years, it was 8. The couple of years before that, it was 9. So far, we've yet to see it hit 10. And apparently, to get 10, it has to be like a really fluke number. But basically, the only way to get a Best Picture nomination is for enough people to give it number one votes. Because the way it works is they pick 5 movies. Sorry, nose itch there a little bit. They pick 5 movies. And the number one movie on all those lists will get a certain number of votes. And then they go down a little bit and they count them. And it's convoluted, to be sure. I mean, they should really just make the Academy members go back to straight 10. Pick 10 movies. Us critics do it all the time. And in fact, I'm expanding my list to 20. If you're working in the industry and you can't think of more than 10, if you can't think of 10 movies to nominate, you're not paying attention. You're just not. But whatever. The way they do it, they pick 5, and a movie needs to get a certain number of number 1 votes to get nominated. In fact, this is so strange that I actually have read that in theory a movie could be voted by on every member of the Academy, but if all the votes were number 2 votes and there was not a single number 1 vote in there, it wouldn't get nominated, even though technically it gets more votes than any movie being nominated. Yep, it's weird. So that with that information in mind, it seems pretty unlikely that Deadpool gets a Best Picture nominee, because how many Academy members are seriously going to give it the number 1 vote? I mean, Ryan Reynolds probably would, but I don't think he's an Academy voter. Blake Lively probably would, but I don't think he's an Academy voter. Basically, anyone who worked on the movie would probably give a number 1 vote, but again, how many of them are actually Academy members? I don't know. And yet, the movie is surprising. It gets in the Golden Globes, gets in the Writers Guild, gets in the Producers. The Producers Guild is the one that makes me think it could potentially happen, because that's a big one. That is such a big one. That means that people not only like it, they kind of respect it almost. So, and you know what? Even if Ryan Reynolds doesn't get a Best Actor nomination, which he would be worthy of being nominated, I think, but the competition is just so fierce that it seems unlikely. But if they respect him enough, maybe they wouldn't vote for him for Best Actor, but they might vote for the movie. So, yeah, it could happen. It really could happen. I mean, I'm even going to kind of brace myself for it happening. Again, it seems unlikely. Common knowledge says it won't. But common knowledge said it wasn't going to get any award nominations except for like at the MTV Movie Awards or the Nickelodeon Teens Choice Awards. So the fact that it's getting any serious industry nominations is just, well, yeah. So I guess we'll find out on the 24th of January whether or not it gets a Best Picture nomination. And, you know, I always film my reactions to the nominations, but I never post them. Maybe this time I'll actually post them. I'll edit it down to something that's watchable, and because I actually would like to see what my reaction to that movie getting a Best Picture nomination would be. It would be interesting. It would be very interesting. So, what do you folks think? Do you think it's going to get a Best Picture nomination? I'd like to know. Comment below, like, favorite, share, subscribe, and as always, flame responsibly. Have a good one.